Hey friends, it's Zach, Ohio Skater, with another video for you guys. So today I'm going to talk about like some TV shows I've been watching, but TV shows that are all on like one streaming service that I think is underrated and that I've been watching a lot of lately, and that is Paramount Plus. My parents got Paramount Plus as part of like some bundle, like a deal where you get one thing and you get Paramount Plus. I forget what it was, but yeah. So since we got Paramount Plus, I've been watching it a lot. And it seems kind of like limiting that like it would be like just one company that makes shows and movies, like produces them. Rather than a service that compiles them from all sorts of different companies. But still, I think they have a lot to offer. You know, it's surprising that they have a lot to offer. And they have originals and they have stuff that they just play on like normal TV that's on there too, you know? And it's really cool. Yeah, Paramount Plus owns like CBS on normal TV, you know? Like, so there'll be like some CBS shows, but there's also some Paramount Plus originals, you know, so, and then on Showtime, I think, I'm pretty sure, because there's some Showtime shows on there. You'll see when I talk about the shows I've been watching, so first of all, the first show I really watched on there, which I'm still watching because it's still going on, is Tulsa King. And it stars Sylvester Stallone, and this is Stallone's first TV show, actually, surprisingly, because he's had a long career. It's surprising that he's just now has his first TV show, but this is it. And he plays like a mafia guy, like a mob guy, you know. So he was in the mafia in New York City, but he went to prison, and he spent many years in prison. I think it was like 25 years. And then he gets out, and the mafia in New York City sends him to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to set up a new operation, a new mob operation. And, you know, at first he's kind of pissed. He doesn't want to go there because he thinks it's like the middle of nowhere. But as it goes on, he gets used to it, and he starts to like it. So, like, in the first part of the show, I mean, it's really interesting because he faces some culture shock. I mean, he's from New York City, which is the biggest city in the United States of America. And then he goes to Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is a much smaller city. And it's got all these cowboy types. And so there's some culture shock there. But, I mean, the badassness of the mafia guy and the badassness of the cowboys, they sort of get along like that, you know, because they're both badass, you know. And he puts together a pretty cool crew of all sorts of different types of people from different backgrounds. It's cool to see them work together on various things. And all sorts of gangster shenanigans ensue. I mean, they get into a lot of different stuff. I won't spoil any of it, but, you know, it's a mafia operation, you know? So, yeah, so it's really interesting. And, so Stallone's character, Dwight Manfredi, he has a lot of wisdom, right? Because when he was in prison, he read a lot. He read a lot of books, you know. So he's got a lot of wisdom from reading a lot of books in prison, and he makes references to different literature and stuff like that, and it's really cool. Some beef develops between the Tulsa crew that Dwight Manfredi, Stallone, set up, you know, and the New York crew that sent him there. There's some beef there because New York wants more control and they want more money from the Tulsa crew. The Tulsa crew wants to be independent. Stallone, Dwight Manfredi, he wants to be independent from New York, you know. So there's some beef there and some friction and stuff happens, and the law enforcement is really out for him. All sorts of the feds, the federal agencies, and the local law enforcement both are really out to get him. But he deals with it in interesting ways too. So, and it's all around fun. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but in the way where it's like a classic type of cheesy, where it's like classic television, like it's cheesy because it's doing all the stuff that's been proven to work, you know. and it's just entertaining because of that, you know. So yeah, I really like that. That's a Paramount Plus original. And the other show I've been watching is Dexter, which is an older show, and it's been finished by now. But Dexter's really good. I've been really enjoying it, and it's about it takes place in Miami, and it's about the serial killer that kills bad guys. So he's a serial killer, but he only kills people that basically, I guess most people would think deserve it. You know, I mean, like bad guys, you know. And it's kind of nice for me to watch this show right now because here in Ohio, it's winter right now. And winter can be really doomy and gloomy in Ohio, but this show takes place in Miami. And so it's all sunshine. All the scenes, it's all sunshine, you know. And that's kind of helping with like seasonal depression that I experience here in the Ohio winter. Despite the gruesome subject matter, it's just nice that it takes place in a sunny place, you know. And he's a blood expert for the cops. So the show is also about him working with police. It's double-sided. It's like Dexter the cop and Dexter the criminal, you know? It's like a lot of shows have like the criminal's perspective and also the cop's perspective at the same time. But this show has that, but it's one person experiencing both of those perspectives, you know? So it's very interesting. He's dealing with stuff from his past. His real parents were killed when he was very young. And then he had foster parents. And his foster dad found out that he was like killing animals, you know. And he figured one day he'd go on to humans. And young Dexter, as a little kid said, like, yeah, I wanted to kill humans. And so his dad tells him to use his powers for good. And that's why he only kills bad guys. He's the serial killer that kills bad guys. So there's 8 seasons, which, I mean, wow, there's a lot to get through. And then there's 2 extra mini-series that I want to watch after that. I'm only on season 2, but I watched this show a bit in high school because I had a friend who was really into it. And we would rent the seasons from Family Video, which was like a video rental store back when that was a thing. I'm showing my age now, but I never did finish it. We would just rent like random seasons that my friend thought was good, and we would watch those. And I remember being really into it, being really entertained by it. So yeah, now I'm determined to finish it. So yeah. And the other show is, I'm talking about 4 shows here. So I just talked about the first 2. There's 2 more shows I'm going to talk about. So the other show is Sheriff Country. Now, this is a new show. There's only 1 season so far, but it has been renewed for a 2nd season, so I'm hyped for that, because I've watched the first, there's only 1 season, so I watched the first season like hella times already, but I'm hyped for the 2nd season, and it's about a sheriff and her department in a Northern California mountain forest community, you know. And I've been to Northern California. I went to Yosemite one time, and it's absolutely beautiful. And the setting of the show is absolutely beautiful, just like Yosemite when I went there that one time. And it's awesome. I love watching shows that take place in settings like this because it's always the type of place that I've wanted to live. You know, I mean, it's like I wish I lived in like the mountains or the forest in like Northern California or Washington or Oregon or any type, like Colorado, stuff like that. You know, that's my favorite nature that exists in this country. I mean, I think it's amazing, you know. I've been out to those places many times, and every time I go there, I absolutely love it out there. And so I love shows that take place in settings like this. Yeah. And it takes place in the same universe as another show called Fire Country, which is about Northern California firefighters. They fight like the forest fires you see on the news that take place in Northern California, you know, the big forest fires that take place where the redwoods are and shit, you know. So that show is good too, Fire Country. I've been watching that a bit too. And that has more seasons. It has like 4 or 5 seasons. And it's very good. So, her father is actually a marijuana grower, and that, I think that's really cool. And because she's like a sheriff. She's a sheriff, and her father is like a marijuana grower. But he was an illegal marijuana grower, and now he's trying to go legit, which is really cool because like obviously weed is legal now and stuff. But it reminds me of like a couple of documentaries I've seen on one on Netflix and one on Hulu. About like marijuana growers in Northern California. One is called Murder Mountain, and that's on Netflix, and the other one is called Sasquatch, and that's on Hulu. But Sasquatch is also free on YouTube. Someone uploaded it on YouTube, and it's free on YouTube, so you can watch that if you don't have Hulu. But and it's a very sketchy part of the country. Rural type sketchy. Like when you think of sketchy, you think like big cities usually, but I mean this is like cowboy sketchy, you know what I'm saying? Like criminal cowboy marijuana growers, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people go missing there. In what's known as the Emerald Triangle, which is the 3 counties in Northern California where most of the marijuana in our country is grown, and has been for a long time, even before it was made legal, and it's a very sketchy type place. But the show takes that into account. There's stories about not just her father, but other marijuana growers that are more sketchy than her father, and it's very interesting. And this one is on regular TV, CBS. So if you don't have Paramount Plus, you can still watch it on like the CBS channel if you have like cable or satellite. I have YouTube TV, which is like normal TV, but like through YouTube, through the internet, it's not cable or satellite, it's just through the internet. So YouTube TV, you can also watch it on there on CBS, and there's a lot of very interesting crimes that they solve, that they have to solve. Her and her friends that are also in the department, her deputies, and there's a couple of cool deputies that she's friends with that help her solve these crimes, and it's very interesting. They have good side stories as well. They have good stories as well, the deputies, and it's just really cool. So check out Sheriff Country. And the other one, the last one I'm going to talk about, is called Joe Picket. And it's based on like some novels, and I kind of want to read these novels. They sound like dope novels, but it follows a game warden in Wyoming. I've also been to Wyoming, just like I've been in Northern California. I've been to Wyoming also on a hiking trip. Northern California was a hiking trip. And then Wyoming, I went on another hiking trip to Wyoming. And that's also a very beautiful part of the country, and also another place that I'd live, out where you can be close to nature, mountains, forests, and everything like that. My goal is to live in a place like that in the future when I have more money, obviously, because it's expensive. But yeah, I just think those parts of the country are amazing. And I think Paramount is creating this trend of shows that take place out in the rural areas of the West, like Yellowstone, because Yellowstone is made by Paramount. My parents love Yellowstone, and that's about like a rancher family, big powerful. They're a big ranching family, like a powerful family in Montana, and I'm very much into this trend because, like I said, I love shows that take place in these environments because it's where I've always wanted to live, like out close to nature, in the West, amongst tall trees and mountains and shit. And so game wardens, if you don't know what a game warden is, they deal with stuff involving animals. They're a government law enforcement officer, and they deal with stuff involving animals, especially like hunting. So he's tasked with policing like illegal hunting, like hunting in the off season and poaching and stuff like that. But there's like a murder that happens. Usually he's not supposed to investigate like crimes like murder and stuff like that, like a human murdering another human. But he's kind of investigating it because the murder weapon was an illegal weapon that you're not allowed to use, and he's assuming that's being used for hunting. And there's this really cool guy who's like a survivalist, and he lives out in the forest and hunts for all his food, and that guy is really cool. He's badass. Like, I don't know, he just like you see like Bear Grylls and shit. That guy's like that. He's really cool. Just lives out in nature and shit. And there's some sort of like poaching conspiracy that he's trying to get to the bottom of. Like, obviously poaching is like hunting animals you're not supposed to hunt. And these dudes, they make a living from poaching. And but there's this whole conspiracy he's trying to get to the bottom of. And yeah, but this show came out in 2021, and there was only 2 seasons, but I think it will still be good. It's one of those good short shows. Probably should have went on for longer, but we'll just enjoy what we have. Maybe there's more to the novels that are out there. I still haven't looked into it, but I do want to read those novels. But yeah, yeah, so these are all shows I've been watching on Paramount Plus. And it's just a good streaming service, and I hope you check them out, and I think you'd enjoy them. So yeah, I wanted to make like a video about like stuff I've been watching, because I've been making like too many videos about politics. And I exercised again yesterday for the first time in like forever. I took a long break from exercising, but I'll probably make more like martial arts videos or exercising videos again soon to get more other stuff other than politics. But I still will be making political videos. But my next video will probably be a workout video. But I hope you enjoyed this this little rundown of some TV shows I've been watching, and I hope you. And if you are intrigued, then get Paramount Plus and check them out. They're great shows. So yeah, until the next video. Peace.